It takes too much to keep these food stamps. Why do y'all keep sending me this paper asking me, has anything changed? No, I still have negative $0 to my name. I still don't have a job. I still live in the sewer. This is where I live. In the sewer at the church.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we've got another round of unbelievable clips of people completely losing it over the new food stamp and EBT restrictions. And trust me, some of these reactions are going to leave you shaking your head. The further we go, the wilder it gets, so you're definitely going to want to stick around until the end. I always save the best for last. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it.
So, the welfare fraud department of my county just left my house. Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy? I get a knock at my door. I open the door, and of course, there's 3 people in, nice work clothes, whatever. I thought it was CPS. Okay, big surprise there. No. It's the welfare fraud department. I didn't even know there was a welfare fraud department. Okay, so with everything that I have going on with my food stamps and everything, they are going to be tracking every single paper trail that I have had attached to my name for the last 10 years. They are going to be digging up everything. I am possibly facing criminal charges for this. This is not just something where they take your food stamps, for a couple weeks or no. This is actually criminal. So I hope you guys are happy.
If investigators come knocking, that's not harassment, that's accountability. These benefits exist to help people in genuine need, not bankroll a decade of fraud. Taxpayers are out here working and paying while some treat assistance like a permanent lifestyle. If you broke the rules, you face the consequences. That's how a fair system survives. And here's the real question. Do you think tougher enforcement is the answer? Or should the focus be on real job programs to get people off the system for good? I'd love to hear where you stand. But anyway, in our next video, we'll see the rebellion of a mother who, after her husband was sentenced to 10 years in prison, expects endless support from the state. And instead of taking responsibility, shouts, "It's my right," and becomes a burden on everyone who pays their taxes.
What the fuck is wrong with you mamas? I just made a video a couple days ago because I had a really bad day, y'all. I was told that my husband just signed a plea deal for 10 to 15 years in prison, and I was denied my benefits to help me. I have a son, we have a son, and my rent's going up. So, I asked for help, thinking I should get it. I don't have a man to help me, or a woman, or anybody. I don't have nobody to help me. It don't matter. I don't have nobody to help me. And it's just not right to shame a mother who's struggling, who does her best. I'm a housekeeper, y'all. I work hard. I don't make shit. I'm not this wealthy lady. And I'm just really upset at the mom shaming, guys, because it was so mean. People were like, I could never get on social media and ask for help. Well, why not? Wouldn't you do anything for your baby? I'm not asking for help. I didn't ask for help anyway. I just got on here and was crying. I don't ask the government for help. You made them, you raise them. Don't rely on people's tax dollars. Motherfucker, I pay taxes too. I am entitled to that shit just as much as you all. And I need help. I don't have a man to help me. My husband is gone for 10 to 15 years. So, Anyway, don't mom shame. It's mean. Government assistance is a joke. It does not help the struggling mother. Just so everyone knows, the struggling mamas out here, they ain't getting the help they need. Because they make too much goddamn money. Believe that. I've seen them in my comments. I know. I'm one of them.
This is the playbook every single time. Bad choices, then tears on social media. And finally, the old I pay taxes too. Let's get this straight. Paying a little in doesn't give you the right to drain the system every time life blows up. Your husband locked up, rent going up. That's the reality of your decisions. Don't make it ours. Hardworking Americans don't get a government cushion when bills rise. We grind harder, we figure it out, and we don't broadcast our poor choices like we're owed sympathy. Maybe instead of blaming mom shaming, take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself why you expect strangers to foot the bill for your mistakes. Do you think social media makes people more entitled to play the victim? Or are we just finally seeing it for what it really is? But anyway, in our next video, we'll see those who, as soon as they get their food stamps, raid the supermarket and fill their carts with junk food and luxury items instead of necessities.
Ooh-wee. Oh man, I think they
It was $800. Sam's food done went up.
We spent 1,592 stamps. Period. Thank you, EBT.
$1,592 in food stamps. Let's see what you spent it on. A case of apple juice, you don't need that. Processed junk food, that is breakfast food. Sugary breakfast food, toaster strudels. A box of strawberry cake for herself because she feels she deserved it. Sour cream, yeah, you didn't need to buy that. She bought one bag of frozen vegetables and then one bag of corn. Oh, instant noodles. Good choice. Sweet tea, again, you don't need that. Milk for the little ones, okay, yes, you can justify that purchase. Ew. Ham and cheese Hot Pockets? Oh my god, ew. More Hot Pockets? Gross. Brownie mix and peanut butter Ritz in the back. Family-sized box of Captain Crunch, which cereal is basically like human dog food at this point. He bought 2 boxes of Neapolitan ice cream and then bought 2 dozen worth of cupcakes because she just felt like it. There was a lot of processed food, sugary foods, like foods high in sodium. You are what you eat. I mean, you know what I mean? Honestly, be so for real.
$1,592. Let that sink in. That's a mortgage payment. That's a used car. But instead of being spent with care, it went straight into a mountain of garbage food. Cakes, brownies, ice cream, sugary cereal, and endless junk. You call that feeding a family? Number. That's abusing a system designed to prevent starvation. Taxpayers didn't bust their backs, so someone else can load a cart with dessert. If you're living off other people's paychecks, the bare minimum should be making responsible choices. Be real, this isn't poverty, this is freeloading with sprinkles on top. But here's the question I want to throw out there. Do you think food stamps should come with stricter limits on what you can buy, or should taxpayers just sit back and watch the circus? Drop your thoughts below. I'm curious to see where you stand, but anyway, in our next video, we'll see how those who swipe their EBT cards for junk food and get the declined message are crushed under the very laws they applauded.
Y'all are about to find out that food stamps don't buy candy anymore. Not soda, not ice cream, not a little sweet treat to get you through the hard week. None of that anymore. Y'all was so hyped talking about that big, beautiful bill and finally having some responsibility. Talking about they gonna crack down on waste. But now when you go to the grocery store to get that Snickers bar with that EBT card, denied. The 2-liter, denied. That pint of Ben & Jerry's after a hard day, gone. The joy, gone. But hey, at least billionaires are still getting tax breaks, right? It's interesting when they want to cut costs and get things in line, they always go to the poor people first. God forbid somebody poor wants a soda to go with their ramen. You wanted fiscal responsibility, but you ended up with a government that decided they don't even want you to have a piece of candy. And it's not going to stop there. It never does. Soon it'll be no meat. Then they're going to decide that poor people probably can't have seasoning either. So to all the MAGA people who cheered for this bill, when you're standing in line and that ice cream don't go through, just remember, it wasn't the woke mob that did that. It was your own people. You asked for this. Now, eat your sadness plain, room temp, no sugar.
It's been 7 days since I lost my food stamps, so I have not been able to afford groceries. I did get my cash assistance for this month. Section 8 didn't pay my rent yesterday, so now I have to come up with $1,100 that I don't have. Okay, $1,100. Where am I going to come up with that? I don't have a job. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not going to get a job. I've never had a job. I'm not going to do it now, okay? I have been in welfare benefits for 13 years. And now they decide they want to put a time limit on this. It has been 13 years that I have received almost $10,000 a month in benefits. And now you expect me to just get up and find that $10,000 somewhere else. I have 6 mouths to feed. 6 mouths. It has been a week. I have not been able to put food in this house. I now have to come up with rent. Yes, I got my nails done today. Yes, I got my eyelashes done today. Yes, I got my eyebrows done today. Okay? Because just because I can't pay my bills does not mean I have to go around looking like a bum. So yes, I did get my nails done. Sue me, okay? Sue me. $1,100 is a lot different than $80. Okay? I had $80 to get my nails and everything else done. I don't have $1,100. I have over 200,000 followers on my main account, and I can't get one person to help me. Not one person. When it is your responsibility as a taxpayer to support me and my children. Where are you at?
13 years, nearly 10 grand a month in handouts, and not once did she work. Not once did she even plan to. Instead, she proudly admits she just got her nails, lashes, and brows done while her own kids are hungry, and then has the nerve to say it's our job to pick up the tab. This isn't hardship, this is entitlement at its peak. Programs like Section 8 and food stamps were designed to help people get back on their feet, not bankroll luxury beauty treatments while taxpayers struggle to cover their own bills. And here's the question I've got for you. Do you think benefits should come with stricter lifestyle checks, like banning luxury spending if you're on welfare? Or is that going too far? Anyway, let's move on to our next video.
Y'all, I'm so triggered. There is nothing wrong with receiving or using EBT or food stamp benefits. Anybody who makes someone feel lesser than because they need a little bit of help or they need some assistance, that is deplorable behavior. We have all been there. We are going to start normalizing needing a little bit of help and that being okay. That's okay. I was in Dollar General and there was a woman that was checking out her cart. And she had food items and she had household good items. She walked up to the cashier, and before he even rang her up, she specified to him that she was using EBT food stamps for her food items and that she was going to pay with cash her household good items. The cashier then looked at her, rolled his eyes, and made her repeat, "So you're going to be using food stamps to pay for food?" And this is exactly how his face was. She was very calm. She said, yes, sir. I'm using food stamps to pay for the food items, and I'm going to pay for my other things. She meant the household good items with cash. So he then continued to tell her, well, you're going to have to pay for the cash items first. She said, okay. What's my total for cash? He said, it's $26 and some change. It was a little over $26. She handed him $30. He then, he totaled that part out. And because he didn't know how to do a split tender, meaning half and half purchase on using one method and a half of the purchase on another method, he then called for a supervisor. When the supervisor came over, he then said in front of his supervisor, yeah, she wants to pay with food stamps for this, and I don't even know. I asked her if she could just pay all in cash, but she has to pay for this using food stamps. The lady was so embarrassed, and she just kind of looked down, and like I could just see the embarrassment on her face. We're not doing that. If I see it, I'm going to address it immediately. So if you're in a store with me and you try to shame somebody for receiving food stamps, EBT, WIC, whatever other assistance, just know I'm going to address you. There is nothing wrong with needing help. There is nothing wrong with using food stamps, EBT, or whatever other assistance you need to take care of your family. And we're gonna normalize that being okay. Let me know you guys' thoughts and if you've ever been in a situation where you've seen this happen or where this has happened to you.
Here we go again, another lecture about how we need to normalize food stamps. Number, what we need to normalize is personal responsibility. That cashier didn't humiliate her, he did his job. The embarrassment came from her own choices. Standing there depending on taxpayer money, while the rest of us swipe cards backed by paychecks we actually earned. And that's the part nobody wants to admit. Every EBT swipe comes out of someone else's pocket. If you're tired of feeling judged, then stop expecting hardworking Americans to fund your groceries. Be real, but I want to hear from you. Do you think people feel judged because of society, or because deep down, they know it's not right? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment. But anyway, you know I saved the craziest video for last, so let's watch it.
It takes too much to keep these food stamps. Why do y'all keep sending me this paper asking me, has anything changed? No, I still have negative $0 to my name. I still don't have a job. I still live in a sewer. This is where I live. In the sewer at the church. Nothing has changed. I don't even have a pen to fill this out and send it back. And how I'm gonna bring it with no car? I gotta walk this all the way to y'all's building. By the time I get there, y'all gonna cut the food stamps off. Y'all said I gotta turn this in by the 15th. By the time I get there, y'all gonna be cutting my food stamps off. Y'all, why are y'all giving me a hard time?
So let me get this straight. You've got no job, no car, no pen, living in a sewer by your own words, but the biggest struggle is filling out a form to keep free food stamps? That right there is the problem. The system bends over backward to keep people fed, and somehow even basic accountability is too much work. Meanwhile, the rest of us have to clock in, pay taxes, and deal with paperwork every single day just to survive. If you can walk to the store to swipe the card, you can walk a form to the office. No excuses. But here's where I'll leave it with you. Is this laziness, or has the system just made people too comfortable to care? I'd love to hear what you think. And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, there's another one on screen right now that you're going to want to check out. Trust me, it's even wilder. Click on it, and I'll see you over there.